In the 18th year of the reign of Jeroboam, Abia became king over Judah. He reigned 3 years in Jerusalem, and his mother's name was Maacah, daughter of Uriel, from Gabaon. And there was war between Abia and Jeroboam, and Abia prepared for war with a force, warriors of a force, 400,000 mighty men, and Jeroboam lined up against him a battle with 800,000, mighty warriors of power they were. And Abia got up from Mount Somoron, which is in Mount Ephraim, and said, Listen, Jeroboam and all Israel, is it not for you to know that the Lord God of Israel gave rule over Israel forever to David and his sons as a covenant of salt? And Jeroboam the son of Nebat, the servant of Solomon, son of David, rose up and rebelled against his Lord, and pestilent men, lawless sons, were gathered to him, and he rose up against Rehoboam the son of Solomon. Now Rehoboam was rather young and timid in heart, and did not stand up to him. And now you say that you stand in opposition to the Lord's kingdom through the hand of David's sons. And you are a large multitude, and with you are golden calves which Jeroboam has made as gods for you. Have you not thrown out the Lord's priests, the sons of Aaron and the Levites, and made for yourselves priests from the people of the land? Anyone who approaches to fill the hands with a calf from cattle, and 7 rams also becomes priest to what is no God. And we have not abandoned the Lord our God, and his priests the sons of Aaron, and the Levites in their daily divisions minister to the Lord. They fumigate to the Lord, in the morning and evening, whole burnt offerings and incense of integration, and the presentation of loaves on the pure table. And there are the gold lampstand and the lamps for burning to ignite in the evening, because we keep the watches of the Lord, God of our fathers, and you have abandoned him. And behold, to begin with, the Lord is with us and his priests, and the signal trumpets to signal against you. You, the sons of Israel, are going to war against the Lord, God of your fathers, because it will not go well for you. And Jeroboam had turned their ambush to come from behind, and he was in front of Judah, and the ambush was behind. And Judah turned back, and behold, the war loomed upon them in front and in the rear. And they called to the Lord, and the priests trumpeted with the trumpets, and the men of Judah shouted. And it happened that, when the men of Judah shouted, the Lord also struck Jeroboam and Israel before Abia and Judah. And the sons of Israel fled from before Judah, and the Lord surrendered them into their hands. And Abia and his people struck a great blow in their midst, and 500,000 mighty men of Israel fell slain. And the sons of Israel were humbled on that day, and the sons of Judah prevailed, because they hoped in the Lord, God of their fathers. And Abia pursued after Jeroboam, and seized some cities from him, Bethel and its villages, and Esana and its villages, and Ephron and its villages. And Jeroboam could not regain strength all the days of Abia, and the Lord struck him, and he died. And Abia grew strong, and took to himself 14 wives, and fathered 22 sons, and 16 daughters. And the rest of the histories of Abia, both his acts and his words, are written in the book of the prophet Iddo. And Abia died with his fathers, and they buried him in the city of David. And Asa his son became king in his stead. In the days of Asa the land of Judah was quiet for 10 years, and he did what was good and right before the Lord his God. And he removed the altars of the foreigners in the high places, and smashed the steles, and cut down the groves. And he told Judah to seek out the Lord, God of their fathers, and to do the law and the commandments. And he removed from all the cities of Judah the altars and the idols, and enjoyed peace. Cities were walled in the land of Judah, because the land enjoyed peace. And he endured no war during those years, because the Lord granted him repose. And he said to Judah, Let us build these cities, and make walls and towers and gates and bars, by which we will control the land, because as we sought the Lord our God, he has sought us out, and granted us repose on every side, and he has made us prosper. And Asa had a force of 300,000 heavy infantry in Judah, carrying shields and spears, and 250,000 light troops and archers in the land of Benjamin, all mighty warriors. And Zara the Ethiopian came out against them with a force of 1,300,000 chariots, and went as far as Marisa. And Asa came out to meet him, and drew up his battle line in the ravine to the north of Marisa. And Asa called out to the Lord his God, and said, Lord, it is not impossible with you to save with many or with few. Strengthen us, Lord our God, because we have put our trust in you, and in your name we have come against this vast multitude. Lord our God, let no man prevail against you. And the Lord struck the Ethiopians before Judah, and the Ethiopians took to flight. And Asa and his people pursued as far as Gedor. And the Ethiopians fell, so that there was no preservation among them, because they were crushed before the Lord and before his force, and they took much plunder. And they eradicated their villages round Gedor, because terror of the Lord had come upon them. And they plundered all their cities, because much plunder accrued to them. Indeed, tents of possessions, the Amazons, they eradicated and seized many sheep and camels, and returned to Jerusalem. And Azarias, son of Obed, a spirit of the Lord came upon him, and he went out to meet Asa and all Judah and Benjamin, and said, Hear me, Asa, and all Judah and Benjamin. The Lord is with you when you are with him, and if you seek him, he will be found to you, and if you abandon him, he will abandon you. And for many days it has been for Israel without a true God, and without a teaching priest, and without law. And he will return to the Lord God of Israel, and he will be found to them. And at that time there is no peace for the one exiting and the one entering, because terror of the Lord is upon all the inhabitants of the land. And nation will war against nation, and city against city, because God has confounded them in every tribulation. And you, be strong, and let your hands not fail, for there is a reward for your work. And when he heard these words, and the prophecy of Hadad the prophet, he was both encouraged, and he removed the abominations from all the land of Judah and Benjamin, and from the cities he had gained possession of in Mount Ephraim. And he renewed the Lord's altar, that was in front of the Lord's shrine. And he assembled Judah and Benjamin, and the guests who were sojourning with him, from Ephraim, and from Manasseh, and from Simon, because many from Israel had joined him when they saw that the Lord his God was with him. And they were gathered in Jerusalem in the 3rd month of the 15th year of Asa's reign. And he sacrificed to the Lord on that day from the plunder that they had brought, 700 calves and 7,000 sheep. And he entered in a covenant to seek the Lord God of their fathers, from all his heart and from all his soul. And if any one would not seek the Lord God of Israel, he would die, from youth to elder, from man to woman. And they swore by the Lord with a loud voice, both with trumpets and with horns. And all Judah was glad over the oath, because they had sworn from all their soul, and had sought him with all their will. And the Lord was found to them, and granted them rest all around. And he removed his mother, so she would not be ministering to Astarte, and he cut down the idol, and burned it in the Wadi Kidron. Yet they did not take away the high places. They kept on existing in Israel. Nevertheless, Asa's heart was full all his days, and he brought him the holy things of David his father, and the holy things of the house of the Lord God, silver and gold and utensils. And there was no war with him until the 35th year of Asa's reign. And in the 38th year of Asa's reign, Baasa king of Israel went up against Judah, and built Ramah so as not to give to Asa king of Judah exit and entrance. And Asa took gold and silver from the treasures of the Lord's house, and the king's house, and sent them to the son of Hadar, king of Syria, who resided in Damascus, saying, Make a covenant between me and you, and my father and your father. See, I have sent you gold and silver. Come and shake off from me Baasa, king of Israel, and let him withdraw from me. And Hadar's son heard King Asa, and dispatched the commanders of his force against the cities of Israel, and struck John and Dan and Abel-Maim, and all the environs of Naphtali. And it happened, when Baasa heard, he left off building Ramah any longer, and his labor came to a standstill. And King Asa took all Judah, and seized the stones of Ramah and its timber, which Baasa was using for construction, and he built Gabai and Masphah with it. And at that time Hanani the prophet came to Asa king of Judah, and said to him, When you trusted in the king of Syria, and did not trust in the Lord your God, the Syrian force was saved from your hands. Did not the Ethiopians and the Libyans possess a force large in courage, in horsemen in great profusion? And when you trusted in the Lord, he handed them into your hands, because the Lord's eyes range over all the earth, to put strength in every heart full toward him. You overlooked this. From now on war will be with you. And Asa was furious with the prophet, and cast him in prison, because he was so angry with him. And Asa inflicted indignities among the people at that time. And see, the histories of Asa, the first and the last, are written in the book of the kings of Judah and Israel. And in the 39th year of his reign, Asa grew infirm in his feet. He grew gravely infirm. And in his infirmity he did not seek the Lord but physicians. And Asa slept with his fathers, and died in the 39th year of his reign. And they buried him in the tomb that he dug for himself in the city of David. And they laid him to rest on the couch, and filled it with spices and types of myrrh of the perfumer. And they made a very large funeral for him.